When soap operas decide to go full chaos mode, they really do not hold back. And wow, next week on Beyond the Gates looks absolutely explosive. I'm talking guns, betrayal, secret plasma deals, shady VIP clients, and a warehouse showdown happening on the exact same night as the gala. Seriously? Who thought this combination was a good idea? Because this has disaster written all over it. And honestly, I'm nervous. The second the spoilers revealed that Jacob was preparing to take down the plasma trafficking ring once and for all, I immediately knew this operation was going to spiral out of control. This isn't some low-level sting anymore. Ren already confirmed this shipment involves elite clients and major money players. That changes everything. The moment powerful people are involved, the danger multiplies. Fast. What makes this storyline so intense is that it no longer feels contained. At first, Leah's plasma business looked like a secret criminal operation hidden behind hospital walls. But now, the corruption is spreading into every corner of Fairmont Crest. The hospital, investors, law enforcement, the gala, even personal relationships. That's what makes this plot twist so terrifying. And let's talk about Jacob for a second, because this man is walking directly into a war zone. I actually admire his determination here. He knows how dangerous Leah and Ren are, yet he still pushes forward because he believes stopping them is worth the risk. But here's my issue. Jacob is starting to develop that classic soap hero syndrome where he thinks he can carry the entire mission on his back. That almost never ends well in daytime drama. Ever. Especially when people like Smitty refuse to stay behind. And this is where my anxiety kicked in. The moment Jacob rejected Smitty's help, I instantly thought, okay, Smitty is absolutely going to follow him anyway. We all know that's exactly the kind of emotional decision soap characters make before tragedy strikes. Smitty cares too much to sit back while Jacob risks his life. But the warehouse operation sounds heavily armed, highly organized, and completely unpredictable. I mean, these people are transporting plasma like it's an underground cartel operation. Trucks, security, weapons, multiple handlers. This isn't amateur hour anymore. So if Smitty secretly follows Jacob into that warehouse, oh, that could become a nightmare. And let's be real for a second. I genuinely think somebody's getting shot during this confrontation. Now, the Grayson situation, that's another emotional mess entirely. Derek still doesn't trust him, and honestly, I can understand why. Grayson has spent so much time operating in morally gray territory that nobody fully knows whose side he's on anymore. But weirdly enough, I think this mission finally revealed his true intentions. Because when Eva accidentally helped him access the safe, that moment mattered. It showed how desperate Grayson was to get the evidence. He wasn't acting cocky. He wasn't manipulating anyone. He looked terrified, like a man who knew this operation could end badly. And that brings me to the detail that completely broke my heart, Grayson giving Ashley the file. Oh, come on. That scene practically screamed insurance policy before death mission. You cannot convince me otherwise. I think Grayson knew there was a real possibility he might not survive the warehouse raid, so he handed Ashley evidence connected to the plasma network just in case something happened to him. Maybe names, maybe financial records, maybe VIP clients. Whatever is inside that file is probably huge. But emotionally, the bigger question is, why Ashley? Why her? That's a detail that says everything. Deep down, I think Grayson trusts Ashley more than anyone else. More importantly, I think he desperately wants redemption in her eyes. This wasn't just about evidence. It was personal. Almost like he was silently telling her, please believe I'm trying to do the right thing. And honestly, that makes this storyline hurt even more. Meanwhile, Naomi and Ashley standing together worrying about Jacob and Grayson was such a classic soap opera visual. Two women terrified for the men they love while chaos unfolds somewhere else. It felt emotional, vulnerable, and honestly kind of tragic because both relationships are hanging by a thread already. But the biggest wild card in all of this is Joey. Oh, Joey is playing a very dangerous game. Smitty and Jacob suspect someone inside the hospital allowed Leah's operation to continue unchecked because realistically, Leah could not have controlled everything alone. And their suspicion landing on Joey makes perfect sense. Actually, I think Jacob may already suspect Joey as one of the VIP clients. Think about it. Joey suddenly positioning himself as an investor in the new hospital project feels way too convenient. On the surface, he looks generous and ambitious, which clearly impresses Vanessa. But underneath that polished image, I think he's building a laundering operation disguised as medical philanthropy. That's the scary part about Joey. He doesn't operate like Leah or Ren. He hides behind charm, status, and influence. People want to trust him. But I don't, not for 1 second. And here's where things get really crazy. I think Joey was at that warehouse. I really do. When Leah spotted Jacob and realized the police were closing in, I think panic spread instantly through the operation. That would explain why Joey disappeared so quickly. He wasn't just escaping danger, he was protecting himself from exposure. But here's the kicker. What if somebody saw him flee? That possibility could destroy everything. Because imagine Joey escaping the warehouse and sneaking directly into the gala afterward, pretending nothing happened while Vanessa stands there completely unaware. Can you imagine the cliffhanger if Vanessa notices blood on his sleeve? Or if someone from the warehouse recognizes him at the event? That would be insane. And honestly, it would perfectly fit the soap's recent storytelling style, elegant parties colliding with criminal chaos behind the scenes. That contrast is exactly why this plot is working so well right now. The rich elites celebrating under chandeliers while illegal plasma trafficking explodes in the shadows. That is peak soap opera drama. And I have to say, this Leah may finally be cornered. The moment she recognized Jacob as law enforcement, the balance shifted. For weeks, Leah has controlled the game because she always stayed 10 steps ahead. But now she knows the walls are closing in. Dangerous people become reckless when they're desperate, which means next week could become even bloodier than we expect. Because if Joey truly has connections to the plasma operation, if Grayson's evidence exposes the VIP network, and if Jacob pushes too hard at the warehouse, this story might not end with arrests. It might end with betrayal, casualties, and one massive cliffhanger that changes everything for Fairmont Crest forever.